Hello, welcome back. A new series of documentaries aims to delve deep into the complex way our hands and feet work by performing the first dissection of body parts ever seen on British television.
Yes, the BBC Four Seasons celebrating the wonders of the human body, which will also take a look at the incredible work performed every day by our bones. The presenters Ben Garrett and George McGavin will be with us in just a moment. First,
Morning.
Let's take a look at the programme.
Our hands and feet. Two parts of our body that define us as human. I'll meet people whose hands have astonishing abilities.
Whoa! Sorry, whoa.
Surprise!
Beyond the lab, I'll be putting my hands to the test.
37.5.
Yes!
And I'll look at other animals whose hands give us clues to the origins of our own.
Bones. They offer structure, support, and strength. But they have a much bigger story to tell. Vertebrates may look very different on the outside, but one crucial thing unites them all: the skeleton.
George McGavin. Dr. George McGavin and Ben Garrett joined us now. Good morning. Welcome to you both. Well, to say you're looking into the human body is putting it mildly, really, I suppose. And particularly, George, your programmes, because you go literally under the skin.
Absolutely. We dissect a human arm and a human leg for the first time on a British, on TV, and it's a real eye-opener. Some people will find it alarming, shocking, but I think it will certainly give you a much greater understanding of these incredible structures and how they work.
I did use my hands when I was watching it because I was looking at some of it through my fingers. Because it is,
it's not for the squeamish, is it?
I think you get over it pretty quickly. I mean, I think when you see the incredible evolutionary machinery that make our hand, which is unique in the animal world, it can do everything from incredibly strong movements to very, very fine, amazing organ.
I'm just explaining because we get it out of the way really for the audience, so when they watch it, you've got these the hand and the leg, the bottom leg from people who've donated them, haven't you?
Exactly, and I have to say, at the end of this show, I am now absolutely sure that when I die, I will be giving my remains for this work. Why should you have it in the ground to rot or in a fire? It's a waste. Somebody can learn from, and it's the only way you can really learn about something is by doing it yourself.
So Ben, are you donating your skeleton in?
Yeah, well, I've broken my skeleton so many times now that must be of interest to someone, I guess. So, like George, I'll give mine away as well.
And you've sort of looked inside your own body and explained to us the prop you've got here, because this is a model of your actual skull.
It is, yeah. So we MRI'd my skull for one of the stories we had. We went to UCL with Dr. Carolyn Rando and looked at the fact that we have this huge overbite now in modern human skeletons.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that our diet has changed, especially since the Industrial Revolution. But rather than tell just that story, we said, wouldn't it be nice if we could actually look at my skull? Which sounded great at the time, but then it involved lying down an MRI scan for about half an hour and having mayonnaise in my mouth at one point.
Mayonnaise?
Yeah. It's... the MRI scan looked at the opacity of soft tissue, so hard tissue is very difficult. Yes. So by having an MRI scan with mayonnaise, bizarrely, it actually shows up the hard tissues, the teeth. So in order to get the teeth, I had to lay there with a mouthful of mayonnaise for 20 minutes.
It's a pretty odd thing.
Great.
It's a pretty odd thing to be able to see what your actual skull looks like, presumably.
It's weird, yeah. Most people say, well, it's just a skull, but spending my life looking at skulls and reading skulls to actually get this out of the machine, and it was 3D printed, so it took about 86 hours to print.
You'd think, though, that as the song goes, once you find out that the leg bone's connected to the knee bone's connected to the thigh bone, by now we sort of know pretty much all there is to know about skeletons. I mean, how much more is there to learn?
You'd think so, but like George just said, even something like the hand, there's 27 different bones in the hand, and they all work perfectly together. They're all different shape, different size, and all fit together absolutely perfectly. And if you break one, big trouble. So there's lots of stuff we can tell, lots of new stuff, lots of new research all the time. And as technology changes and evolves, we can learn much more about the skeleton as well.
George, you're going to do an experiment to show how clever hands are. Is that right?
These are how we interact with the world.
Yeah.
Now, if you shut your eyes,
okay, I've really got to shut my eyes.
Right? Okay. I'm going to lay an object on your forearm, and I want you to tell me what you think it is.
It's cold.
Okay. So just lay that there. Okay. without
Still,
moving your
still.
arm.
It's called, I don't
Any
know,
idea?
a large ruler or something.
Okay, then open your fingertips, and I'm just going to lay it now on top of your fingers and tell me if you...
Banana.
Exactly. The ends of your fingers, well done.
You can open your eyes
You win
now.
the prize. You win the
That's
prize.
just what I wanted. Thank you
Our
very much.
fingers are incredibly
felt-
sensitive.
it
They
felt-
have
do you know-
thousands and thousands of sensory organs that you can tell the structure of almost everything you touch. Our hands are the cutting edge of our brain.
I thought when it was on my arm that it was entirely flat, and I couldn't feel any of the, the texture.
That's
of
right.
it.
You have relatively few sensory organs up here, but here, thousands and thousands.
And the hands, particularly the fingers, are what differentiate us from all other mammals, really.
That's a unique structure. The fact that we're able to do this with our small finger, this. I was asked a question in the film, well, which finger could you do without? And I said the small finger. Completely wrong. It's the index finger. You can do everything with or without the index finger. That small finger, that action there and that is critical
So
to
you
what
take
we
it for
can
granted, don't you? Just because every day we use our fingers and hands for everything, you just think no more about it.
do. These have created everything, art, music, civilization.
Ben, you have another skeleton with you, or skull rather, I should say, which is tiny.
This is, again, one of the cousins of our skull here, and this is from a tarsier, one of the primates. And it's like a little gremlin, but it's actually one of the primates. So it's not a monkey and it's not an ape, but it's the other group. It's part of the, well, more related to the lemur family. And it has eye sockets that are so big that each eye is actually bigger than its brain.
Can I have
Yeah,
that?
of course.
And it can't actually roll its eyes and its head.
No, it's got special
it has
adaptations,
to-
again, in the bones of
Yeah.
the neck. So actually it's
Its eyes are bigger than its brain.
Yeah, each eye is bigger than its brain. If it was scaled up to our size, each of our eyes would be the size of a small grapefruit.
Goodness
And
me.
it's
Tell me as well, because you can tell a lot, if you just see the bones of an animal, you can tell a lot about where it's come from, can
Yeah,
you? So
yeah.
this is why we know quite a lot about dinosaurs, presumably.
yeah, dinosaurs, early humans, and again back to what George said about the hand. If you look at just the primate hand, there's the potto, which is missing its index finger with much better grasp. There's the colobus monkeys, which have almost lost their thumbs, which have better grip again. Things like the chimps, the humans, have all got this lovely dexterous ability. So even looking at one area of the skeleton can tell you so much about the ecology, the behaviour, where it's from. That's why I love them. They're brilliant.
All right.
A man who loves bones.
Yes,
What's not to love?
fascinating stuff, guys. Thanks very much. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much for that. You can see Ben present The Secret of Bones on BBC4 at 8:30 tomorrow night, and George's dissected The Incredible Human Hand. That's the first one. Follows that at 9. Thank you very much.
Now, at 9:10, the Drummingbrook